Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Lauren. I'm a homeschooling mom to 3 girls ages 9, 8, and 5. And today I want to share a Q1 school update of how things are going with our curriculum and how we're doing with the goals that I set at the beginning of the school year. So first I'm going to get started with our curriculum. So I did a video a few weeks ago that just highlighted some of the curriculum changes that we made already. We made like 3 big changes, like 3 weeks right into the school year. So I'm not really going to get into those right now, but I will leave the video below so that you can kind of see what we did if you're interested in that. But so far with our morning time, that is like when we do our group subjects all together. So how our morning basket works is we do history, science, Bible, Monday through Thursday. And then on Friday, we do Bible, nature study, and geography. And those are just how we do group subjects, morning time, whatever you want to call it, morning basket. And it's going really well. This is our first year using the Good and the Beautiful Science. And we just finished this week, this space unit, and my girls really loved it. They are very excited about space. So far we're loving how they're doing science. As far as history goes, this isn't really history what we're doing. We're doing beautiful feet books around the world with picture books. So it's more like a social study, geography, cultural study. And so, but I call it, it's under that history, social studies category. So we are loving it. I just put out a video on how we did a lesson, and I've also included it in other like our morning basket videos. So if you want to kind of see more of that, make sure you check out those videos. I'll link all the ones I've mentioned below so that you can see it. I don't want to go all into that in this video. So yes, we are loving Beautiful Feet books. It works perfectly for our family. I'm so glad we found it, and I hope to use it definitely for this year, but even into next year as well. More Than Words we're doing. So we did More Than Words. If you're not familiar with More Than Words, it's like a Bible study curriculum. It's from Master Books, and it's broken down into level 1, which is for 1st to 3rd grade. We did that for the last 2 years. We kind of just took our time with it. And then level 2 is for grades 4th through 6th. Now my oldest one is just in 4th grade, so it's fine for her. But my younger two, they do listen and pay attention and absorb it all. But we are kind of taking More Than Words this year and doing a lot of it like narration and just kind of discussing the things rather than having them write all these sentences and things like that. There's not a whole lot of writing in there to begin with, but so far that's just how we're doing it this year. And I'll give more of like a cumulative review at the end of the year. Okay, so that is our like main subjects. Individual subjects, Lola, she's my youngest, she's in kindergarten. She is doing a Becca language arts for phonics and reading and things like that. So I love Becca and their program and their phonics and everything, like huge fan. However, I've never used their kindergarten teacher lesson plans before, and there's just a lot of moving parts to it. So honestly, still 8 weeks into it, I'm still like figuring out what all I need, because honestly I didn't even get all the extras. So there's extra parts to the curriculum that are like fluff, and then there's parts that you actually need. So I'm still differentiating between that, and when I do, probably it's not going to be towards the end of the year, honestly. I will do a whole review on how we did the Becca kindergarten lesson plans for their language arts, because it's kind of a lot. And so I'm still looking through that and still kind of delving into that. As far as for math, she's doing great. I was a little bit nervous using the Good and the Beautiful level K with her, just because she is just turned 5. Like, she was 4 when we started, and I know there's plenty of 4-year-olds who are doing kindergarten. I'm sure there's even 4-year-olds doing 1st grade work. I don't know how, but I know that they're out there. And so for me, I was nervous, but she's actually doing really well. We're like on lesson, I don't know, 30 something, and she's kept up. So I was fully willing and prepared to, if it was going too fast, to kind of slow down and rein it in a little bit and maybe just cut back to 1 or 2 lessons a week. But no, she's doing great with it, so, and has kept up pace so far. Now, again, if later on in future lessons it goes a little bit too fast, that is what I will do, is just as far as like just slowing down and taking our time until she can get it. And then Lexi, she is doing the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 2. I kind of explained why we changed from Abeka to the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 2 like 3 weeks into the school year. That was in my curriculum changes video. And again, I just want to reiterate to all my Abeka people out there, I'm not like throwing in the towel and tossing Abeka to the side. I think it is an amazing program for language arts. And a lot of the other things as well. It just, for her personally, it just wasn't jiving with where she was at. So nothing wrong with it. I don't have anything against it. I probably will use it for Lola when she's that age too. I don't know. But you just have to do individualized approaches for each of your children. So she's doing great with that. As far as math goes for level 2, the Good and the Beautiful level 2, she transitioned from, because I know some people are wondering, can you transition from the old Good and Beautiful to the new one, the next level, without any gaps? Again, so far we're on lesson like 30 something and she has done fine. There has been nothing, she just picked up right where we left off. So, and again, my kids aren't geniuses or like gifted or advanced or anything like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're smart, bright, lovely, wonderful children, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so she's doing great with that. Now, here's a little plot twist for you. She wanted to do, what is it called? Sign language. So I bought her some like sign language flashcards for the beginning of the year. But she has recently decided to take up Chinese. So Larissa is doing Duolingo, my oldest. She's doing Spanish on Duolingo, and Alexia saw that there's Chinese. I think it's Mandarin. I don't even know what dialect it is. She just took it upon herself. So she's done a few lessons. So we're gonna see how far this goes.
Water.
好，
I'm hearing this for your
见
YouTube.
在
Good, babe.
在现在
Good job. We're gonna see how far this goes. This is definitely not a requirement. This is all her interest led. This is all on her. So we'll see. It's very cute. And we have Larissa. She's my oldest. She's in 4th grade. She is doing the Good and the Beautiful. She's still doing the old math. She did not want to do the new math. So she's loving that still. As far as her math supplement goes, she was doing, I always supplement, and that's just me. I'm not saying you have to, but that's just what we do. And so for her math supplement, she was doing a Singapore, not Singapore like Dimension, not the main program. It was just like a kind of like a workbook type of supplement book. And so it was level 4. Looking back, I should have gone down to level 3. And it's only because Singapore is a mastery approach. So they only focus on like one thing at a time. And there is just concepts that she just hasn't learned yet with the Good and the Beautiful level 4. And not that she won't, she just hasn't gotten there yet. I know and have heard that Singapore is advanced. And, you know, I did my best. There was very limited, like samples out there, and there's no YouTube videos on this book. So it was kind of a very random book that I chose. And so, yeah, going back, I would have done level 3 because I like for my supplementary math for it to be a little bit easier. And that's just so that it can help build confidence and kind of just help reinforce those previously learned math skills. So yeah, hindsight is 2020. Doing it again, I would choose level 3, even though she is in level 4, because I like my math supplement to be a little bit easier and like a grade level below, or at least on level. This one I feel like is a little bit above. And so we're kind of having to skip around a lot. So I told her, you know, if you come to a point where you have done all of the work you know how to do and all that's left is concepts you haven't learned yet, we're just going to take a break. And she was fine with that. So that's what she's doing for math. For language arts, still doing the good and the beautiful. She's doing great with that. She's doing their spelling. She's got Wordly Wise, which last year she used Evan Moore for their vocabulary, and compared to Wordly Wise, it's a lot, like Evan Moore is a little bit simpler and more basic. Wordly Wise is definitely more intense, and so she's doing level 4. She hasn't complained, like she's keeping up with it. She's doing great, like she's really doing great. But I don't know, if I saw it, I'd be like, if I was in her shoes, I'd be like, this is a lot, because I was used to the Evan Moore version of vocabulary, and it was just a little bit more basic and straightforward. So just something to keep in mind if you are considering a vocabulary, like supplemental type workbook for your child. And then she is doing great with her typing. She does that twice a week. She does Spanish, again, Duolingo. She does that 5 days a week. So yeah, so that's pretty much the update with her. So that's pretty much like our curriculum update, how things are going so far. It's not to say things won't change, or you never know. But so far, I think we're in a really good groove. It's nice to be able to have that, because that is not always the case. So when you find it, it's kind of like, whew, sigh of relief, like a burden off your shoulders. So now I'm gonna go into my goals that I had set at the beginning of the school year, or maybe been end of the summer. I put out a video that was talking about like the goals that I had for upcoming year. So I just kind of want to touch on how those are going so far. Have I stuck to them? Have I not? And all that good stuff. So first, my first goal was more read aloud time. This was huge. I had done some random chapter books here and there the last year or two, but I wanted to make reading time, like read aloud time, something very special and something memorable. And to me, it's like if my kids only remember me reading here and there a little bit, it's not going to be one of their memories that like sticks with them in the long term. Like something they really associate, like, oh yes, my mom always read, we had this time. So it was very important that I made reading and read aloud like an occasion. And I don't mean an occasion like we, throw a party every day. You guys know that's not me. But I did want it to be something a little bit special and set apart. So every day around 4 o'clock, we have time where I'm snuggling up on the couch. Kind of like my low energy point. So it works great for me. And they just grab like things to color, or sometimes Lola will play with blocks. They're usually coloring a picture, and they're just listening. And I'm reading 2 books at a time. I read one like biography, one nonfiction. So right now we're about to finish up Lottie Moon. She was a missionary to China. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. It's crazy all they endured. And then second is like is a fiction. And so I read about a chapter or 2 from each book, just depending on how much my voice can hold. Reading aloud takes a lot out of your throat, out of your voice. And so by the end of it, I'm just like, oh, okay, can't read anymore. And so, but yeah, it's good. It's just a good memory time for us. So I look forward to it. They look forward to it. And since it is in our schedule and it's already planned out, it's a lot easier to stick with, I have found, than if we just pick it up here or there. So next was I wanted to get field trips like in our schedule, in our calendar. I joked that in September we always do something like apple picking or something. We're good in September. October we go to the pumpkin patch, and that's just kind of where our field trips go to die. I have gotten some feedback from my girls about what type of trips they wanted, and so I still have not put any officially on like the November calendar. For December, I know we are going to do something Christmas related, and I know what we're going to be doing. I just need to nail down a date. So I know like ideas of what I want to do. I just need to make sure that they are on like the calendar, that we stick with them. As far as the pumpkin patch goes, I just did a Friday day in the life, and if you watch that, you'll see how that ended up. But we're gonna go actually on the day that this video comes out. We'll be at the pumpkin patch. So it's coming. It's still coming. Whoa. Oh my gosh, it's so bumpy. How is it? Okay. Lola?
Do I like that or more?
Good, Lola?
That's fine.
Thumbs up? And then I mentioned that I wanted to do more like planned one-on-one dates, and that has not happened so far too much. We did do them in August and not so much in September and October, but here's the thing. So we spend all day Saturday and all day Sunday together, whether it is running errands, doing projects. Like, we are together all day Saturday, Sunday. We go to church together. We have our meals together. So we are still spending that family quality time together, which I'm super happy about. And we will take our girls to the store, like, hey, I've got to go, why don't I take you? We still do that type of thing. But as far as like the intentional, like, let's go get ice cream or let's go do this, that so much has not been there as much, unfortunately. So that now that I'm making this video, it's going to give me good motivation to get that on the calendar. Next one is, I mentioned I wanted to say yes to more, like have more fun and say yes to more, like when my little one asked me to come and play. So I feel like I'm doing a decent job at that. I do find myself still, like, a lot of times wanting, like, my initial is like, but I have to do this and I have to do this. But not always, like, you can't always stop what you're doing, you know, but I do try to take a little bit of time whenever they ask me, hey, can we do this or can we do that or play this or that. Lately, my Lola at night, she wants me to lay with her. And let me tell you, I am not a night owl. I am not like, okay, it's all the kids are in bed. Here I am ready to go. Like, here's my nighttime party. That's just not me. I am ready. Like, I'm done at the end of the night. So when she's like, lay with me, I'm like, but I just want to be alone. So it is not always my first natural inclination to do that. However, I am realizing she's my youngest. she's 5 already. Like, that's like, I know 5 doesn't seem very old, but when it's your youngest, you're like, oh my gosh, you're not like little, like you're not a toddler anymore, you're big. And so I am just soaking up those moments, because I am realizing, wow, we're in that stage where, like, the moments of like imagination and playing and all of those things are kind of fastly dwindling. So yeah, I'm just trying to like soak up those moments, saying, yes, I will lay with you for a few minutes and I will sing your songs that I used to sing to you when you were, 2 and 3, when I was putting you down for bed. She still wants me to sing those songs. So I'm just really trying to truly embrace that, because it has hit me hard the last few weeks and months when she was turning 5. Like, more than any other child, more than any other birthday, her turning 5 just hit me at a different spot, and I can't explain it, but it just really opened my eyes to like, whoa, we need to slow down. All right, that got off like way onto a tangent. And then the last one, this wasn't a goal, but we have been keeping our schoolroom pretty tidy, which is like amazing. For some reason, the schoolroom, the other parts of the house, yes, they will get, a little bit chaotic here and there sometimes, but it's pretty easy to like keep up with it. And we can, like, we do a nightly 5-minute cleanup type of thing. So that's not, but our schoolroom has always been the room that's so easy to just become completely dysfunctional. I feel like in the drop of a hat. And I feel like it's because there's so many moving parts to it. It's got our curriculum, it's got our crafts, our books, it's got all of our it's got toys in there, it's got puzzles, it's got games, it's got my work and my stuff and books and papers. And there's just so many moving parts that it is so easy to just completely unravel at the seams. And then when it's like that, I just have no desire to even be in there to school. I just want to like shut the door and never look inside of it. So the fact that it's been staying pretty neat and clean this year, I don't know what we did differently, but it's working, and I'm hoping we can keep up with it. My goal is to like vacuum and clean it every Friday, so that way Monday we come in and it's nice and fresh. and it just makes for such a better learning environment. I don't think the girls really care, but for me, I feel like much more peaceful when it is clean. It is a total difference. So as always, I appreciate your support. If you want to give this video a thumbs up, a like, so I know that you like this type of video, leave a comment down below. I love to reply to you guys' comments. And when you share your experience and what you do, like I really love that interaction. And if you would like to subscribe, if you have not subscribed already and you would like to for more of this type of content, I would love to have you here. And if not, that's okay too. For all you subscribers out there, thank you so much for the support. I truly love and appreciate it so much. Thanks again, you guys. Until next time, see you later.